Hello again, I'm Mark. Welcome back to Three Bridges. So an update on my loft layout and things I've been doing in October. So it's about the start of the month at the moment and I'm trying to get some autumn colour up there. Although I've been doing I suppose the base layers with the ballast between the tracks, and I want to start working at the back of the scene. So I'm sort of going to start off with some of these sort of bushes. So this is just some basically green paint dyed up. It's wadding really. And then I've been putting on first a layer of just blended turf, earth, and then a few little bit highlights of this microflock that I picked up over in Holland recently. It's a really nice punchy colour. So just a bit of a hint for the bushes, and then I've sort of gone for these small, I suppose, trees, bushes, larger bushes in different sizes. So this is where I'm just using some of the sort of standard garden twine. I basically seal the end with the PVA so it's got a base, hard base, and then tease them out, the three strands, until you get a sort of bush shape. And they're looking really good actually. I'm really pleased with these. So we'll get them up in the loft and see how they look at the back of the scene. Hi, so just getting some inspiration up by the railway line. So this is the farmer's fence, obviously up here. Rail don't have anything, it's just the farmer's fence, and they've got it for the stock. And then you can see they've used some of the old railway sleepers. This one's shaped, and another old sleeper, probably when they changed the line over to the concrete sleepers. So down south, you know, the palisade fencing all went in because there was a lot of theft of metal from the railways. And I remember back in the noughties, I suppose, yeah, a lot around where we were living in the Midlands got changed over from the old rickety fence. So at the back I'm having a sort of rickety fence being changed over to the new palisade green fencing. You can see them clearing the trees. Don't like trees around railways, and they just dump it at the side. So I shall do the same where I'm having my clearing scene. Again, so it's after the weekend, so I managed to get down to Getz. It was a long weekend, so seeing family, friends, cycling, and Getz as well with a friend who's trying to get into the hobby. So it was good for him as well to sort of see various types of layouts, and I think he realises he wants to build a shunting layout, so that was a positive step. We didn't get a lot of time to look at the layouts there. We were on a bit of a tight time scale, it was about 4 hours, but I managed to get some more scenic stuff, all the various bits from West Hill Wagon Works and Wanted, and I managed to find some more goods wagons, so the goods yards, sort of having had more of a thought about the sort of thing I want to have in the goods yard. So for me, very much my childhood is remembering crates, basically, because we moved out to Singapore 2.5 years and then came back, so all the possessions ended up in great big crates, and remember with my dad unpacking them. So I'm going to make up some crates as well. Hopefully by the end of this month you'll see it. But why am I focusing on the back? So the biggest impact I think of the weekend was the autumn colours. They were just stunning, especially around Milton Keynes. So the reds, greens and yellows and that. So I'm going to try and get a bit more red into this scene at the back. But yeah, it really inspired me that autumn is definitely the way I want to go, and gave me a few ideas as well, as rather than just making it all the same jumble. When you sort of see the trees in reality, it does inspire. So we'll see how we get on. Anyway, for the next hour or so, I'm just going to play trains because I've been away all weekend and I want to enjoy myself. So this is up in Scotland, so the autumn colours, and they're very muted actually. There's not, especially down there, you know, there's subtle shades, but they all blend in. Whereas down south, it really popped. Each tree was either yellow or orange or still green. So for my lower deck, which is set down around London, I'm going to have more contrasting trees, but when I come to do up here, it's not going to be autumn, so I won't be worrying about it. So I've been trying to get a bit more redder colour into these bushes and trees, small trees. And so what I've done is they've got, it's like an autumn brown, sort of fine leaf. Trying to find one that shows you a good example. So this sort of area here is the brown, and then I've basically just added a little bit of red paint. So taking the Tamiya, and obviously you dilute it down a lot, the IPA, because you don't need a lot. So these are quite good, these little bottles. I think they're 10ml. You get about 30 of them for 10 quid. So it allows you to, I don't worry too much about dilution. I know people say, oh, till it's milky, but the solvent's just a carrier for the paint, and you just need a couple of drops in the airbrush. So I'm going to have a go as well, make a taller tree and try some of the orange and see how that looks. Well, as always, things don't always pan out as you hoped. So October sort of got overtaken by family events really, and so I haven't really been up here much the last couple of weeks. So I've managed to get the trees all roughly in place. These are sort of still quite low really. I like the colour. I'm starting to do some of the fencing, and then once it's glued up, I've got a couple of characters working at the track side, taking out the old, cutting back the undergrowth and putting in some of the new palisade fencing. So similar to last month, a quick roundup of other things. So finally got the milk dock finished and the pipe work in. Take the milk from the tankers, and I treated myself to a new shunter, which is an 03. It's working really nicely. So I think I'm going to keep this one round the goods yard. I'm finally still working on the entrance area to the Marylebone station. So that was it for October. As I say, not as much as I'd hoped, but had a good month at the beginning. Anyway, so next month will be my sort of yearly roundup around the loft. So I'll take through each of the different stages, and people can see what's sort of progressed, or if they're new to the channel, can try and understand what I'm trying to build. Anyway, as always, thank you for watching. Maybe I'll catch you next month. Cheers.